Today's video is for everyone out there who are currently feeling very bored, especially during the lockdown, and you're doing your job and you're thinking to yourself, I'm pretty sure there's something out there I can do, and you've been approached by a friend to invest in their business, specifically their F&B business. Now, why is it that when everyone is bored and they have some savings, the number one thing that comes to their mind would be, maybe I should start some F&B business. You know why? Because F&B businesses has the lowest barrier to entry. Yeah, literally the lowest. But it can also be one of the costliest mistakes that you make. All right, and that's something that no one thinks about. Lowest barrier to entry, very, very high cost to that mistake. All right, so let's start with two scenarios. Right, scenario one, you have been asked to invest in a business, and number two, you are looking to invest because there's this regular cafe that you keep going to and they're doing so well, and you're thinking, it'd be nice if I could put some money inside. Just like how when you're looking at certain stocks in the market and you're thinking, it's been going up, maybe I should put some money in that particular stock. But you know what? As soon as you put money inside, everything tanks. Okay, but anyway, let's just talk about the first scenario, which is you have been asked to invest in a business, and these are the things that you should do to avoid some very costly mistakes. Right? Number one, it's very, very important to look at the numbers. When I say you look at the numbers, I'm talking balance sheets, income statements, profit margins, and these are all very important figures to look at because that gives you a sense of idea like, okay, is this business making any money at all? Is this, how viable is it? Because you must know one thing, that most of the time, if you have been approached to invest in a business, it's right to assume that this business isn't making money or it's barely making money. It's very rare that if a business is making money, especially in the F&B world, that they will ask someone else to invest in their business. So these are the things that you should definitely look at, and you should not take things for granted. You should not take things at face value, all right? And if you are someone who is not savvy enough to look at these numbers, you should have someone lined up along the side to look at these numbers for you. And then you can make a more informed decision on whether you should invest in the business or not. All right, and number two, I think the person trying to pitch you that sale or that investment is also very important. If this guy comes across as like being scammy or being very overconfident, overcompensating, again, those are red flags that you should really take note of. If the business is making money, this person will not be so desperate to ask you for an investment. So again, these are really the things that I would advise anyone who have been approached to invest in a business. And there were times before in the past where I actually where I actually requested for all these statements, and firstly, the numbers didn't make sense at all. I didn't invest, I just walked away from it. And number two, these people were actually very hesitant to actually produce all these information that I wanted. So again, those are really the red flags, and I really hope that you guys make a very careful decision. Make sure you put in that due diligence to avoid making these very, very costly mistakes. And and for scenario two, which is something that you are looking to invest, and I think this is something that is it's a little bit how would I say? If a business is making money, I don't think they're looking for investors. And bear in mind, this is the F&B space. It's a cash business, and a lot of the times, you need very deep pockets, to weather the storm. For example, now, right? COVID. is really impacting a lot of F&B business owners, myself included, you know, and you need to have deep pockets to actually weather the storm. And when I say deep pockets, I'm not meaning like, oh, I have a Fort Knox behind me. I'm just talking about some meaningful savings that you have set on the side to just weather you through, you know, making sure that everyone is paid, you know, suppliers are getting paid. So these are all very important things to take note of. Anyway, scenario 2, you're looking to invest, and I mentioned before that if the business is making money, most of the time people are not looking for investors. But if you go to a favorite bar, a favorite cafe, and you think that you want to invest in that business, I think you should try to at least establish some contact with the business owners and try and have a conversation with them. I think over time, you know, if they're hesitant and if you're really, really keen to invest, I believe everyone actually has a price. You know, in exchange for X amount of money, you can actually have this percentage of equity in the business. And yeah, I think that it's not as complicated as the first one, because you are already willing to part with this money because you love this service, you love this product, you love this coffee, or you love this particular dish so much that you really just want to invest in a business. So it's just like, take my money, you know, and you don't really care. All right, so that's for scenario 2. So coming back to scenario 1, it's something that I just remembered, which is you've been approached and this person is asking you for investment, you've done your due diligence, you think the business is somewhat making some money, some decent margins, and you want to invest. Is it wrong to ask for a capital guarantee? Now, to be very frank with everyone, F&B is extremely high risk, right? And if that business owner can give you a capital guarantee, I wouldn't exactly call it a red flag, but I think it's something that even that person cannot really commit to. But you know, it's two things, right? This person may not be that sure himself. If you're going to be forcing for a capital guarantee, then I'm not sure how that will work. I guess it all depends on the chemistry you have with that person, right? This person can easily just default on this investment, or just say that, you know what, hey, you know, I got no money to return you. Or if you think that this person is a true gentleman and you can take his word for it, or her word for it, then yeah, you can ask for some kind of a capital guarantee, I suppose, you know, just safeguard your investment because you're not really sure, and you're like 50-50 or like 80% want to invest, you know, yeah, in that kind of a scenario, to just ease your decision a little bit. But like I said, these are the things that you should definitely look out for if you plan or you've been asked to invest in a business. All right, that's it for today. If you're new here or if you like the videos, I will really appreciate it if you could hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and if you found it useful, please share. And I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.